Hi there everyone, welcome and thanks for joining us for another informative weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host Adrian Atkinson. In this half of our journey we will be looking at the Justice Ministry's plan to create a more fair and just society, plus matters of health and how to grow food in your backyards. Sit back and relax with us for these and more interesting features packaged for your viewing pleasure.
Hey Anna, what's up?
Girl, me just get someone for jury duty, but me don't want to have anything to do with courthouse.
This is your chance to help someone get justice. Plus, you can learn about the court system and serve the country.
And since when a regular smaddy like me get called for jury duty?
Well, once you're between 18 and 70, your name is on the voters list, or you have a TRN, them can summon you.
Contact the Court Administration Division for further information at 876-754-8337 or visit the Supreme Court website at www.supremecourt.gov.jm.
Brought to you by the Justice Undertakings for Social Transformation Program, a project funded by Global Affairs Canada.
On the Ministry of Justice's docket for this fiscal year is the case for a Jamaica where access to justice is swift and fair. The policies, plans and progress are all covered in our upcoming feature.
The Ministry of Justice is playing its role in the governance of this country. I know a lot more needs to be done, and we at the Ministry of Justice, we're up to the task. We will do even more.
Doing more means significant developments to promote a secure, cohesive and just society for all Jamaicans.
This Ministry, Madam Speaker, understand that in some cases, justice delayed is justice denied. To this end, we continue to make significant contributions and improvements to the operation of the courts by investing in the tools and infrastructure.
This fiscal year, the Justice Ministry will begin the construction of a new St. Andrew Justice Centre, as well as new buildings for the Clarendon and Hanover Justice Centres. The Ministry will also continue renovation and refurbishing works at the Clarendon and Manchester Parish Courts, as well as the relocation of the Portland Victim Services Division office into its newly refurbished space. This year, too, the plans will be prepared for a new St. Thomas Parish Court complex, Supreme Court, and Hanover Parish Court. And the St. Anne Family Court will be operationalized to further improve the delivery of family court services in the parish.
We must bring the courts up to first world standards so that when people go to the courts, they see a court that is iconic, that they feel that they can get justice done properly in attractive communities with excellent amenities. The Ministry's mission is to get warring families and communities to utilize restorative justice.
To encourage this, the Ministry intends to increase the number of sensitization sessions conducted and citizens educated. 1,260 sensitization sessions will be hosted and 2,400 case conferences facilitated.
In this fiscal year, the Child Diversion Officer is asking for more assistance in terms of staff because more cases are being referred to them.
To properly staff the child diversion program, additional mentors will be trained and family counseling sessions and psychoeducational assessments for children will be increased. The Ministry will also be conducting 28 empowerment sessions for children. And plans are in place to review the Child Diversion Act and forge a partnership with a government skills training agency.
The Administrative Department continues to modernize its operations.
As part of the modernization process, the Administrator General's Department expects to close a minimum of 600 cases this legislative year. Special focus will be placed on cases that are in backlog.
The importance of the work of the Victim Services Division must be emphasized, as at a time when Jamaica is increasingly seeing disturbing acts of violence, the division is delivering critical support to those who are affected.
The Victim Services Division's work this fiscal year will include counseling and emotional support for at least 5,036 new clients, follow-up sessions with 5,000 existing clients, and over 10,000 counseling sessions. The ministry will also be implementing an electronic data management system to strengthen the administration of the Victim Services Program. The plans have been written, partnerships formed, and the path is clear. This fiscal year, the Ministry of Justice intends to play its part and deliver justice to all Jamaicans.
The partnership is one rooted in mutual respect and commitment to build a more resilient sector.
What a way you're full of our roots and culture. That was in Jamaica 60. Jamaica 60? What a piece of news, Miss Matty. I feel like my heart going bust up.
Just in, the island of Jamaica is on the verge of celebrating its 60th year of independence.
A whole way of celebrating it. They say the people them, them come here, But you see, when our people decide, say the other people them free paper, burn up, them say if it's war, start it, whatever. We all collect medal, panta for it,
medal.
Amount of tongue we give them,
The celebrations are slated to begin on January 1st, 2022. Organized by the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport. We have more in this report.
I am on site and planning activities are ablaze. Persons are advised to download the Reggae Jamaica app to know what it pre. Activities for the Jamaica 60 celebration.
I forgot to download the app to get the updates then.
Calling all farmers and fisher folk, the Agricare insurance plan enrollment period is now open until May 31st.
We have an open enrollment period generally of the plan where members are able to enroll without any medical evidence of insurability.
Farmers and fisher folk up to age 75 who are registered with RADA or the National Fisheries Authority are eligible to enroll.
There's still a lot of opportunity for persons to enroll, and I think we need to ensure that we're making persons more aware of the products and the plans that are available, because something is available for everyone.
You can determine between health, life or critical insurance plans based on importance and affordability. Enrollment is from March 1st to May 31st each year. Visit the nearest Sagicor location or website to sign up. The Agricare Insurance Plan, a partnership of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and Sagicor Life Jamaica.
The 4-H movement is keen on youth development and building critical life skills. Its mission also calls for safeguarding food and nutrition security. Our next feature brings those focuses together in a project that demonstrates how even small urban spaces can host food gardens to feed your households and cut the grocery bill.
Urban gardening is the cultivation of vegetables, fruits, aromatic plants, and herbs in an enclosed space or your backyard. It's an ideal way for those with little space to participate in the process of food production, saving money while feeding themselves. Practical application is one of the best methods of imparting new knowledge. The Jamaica 4-H Clubs ran with that concept when it set up an urban garden display project at 123 Duke Street in downtown Kingston.
This project was born out of the COVID pandemic, where we recognize that food production has to become everybody's business. Traditionally, most of our food in Jamaica is cultivated in rural areas. We believe that even if you are in a dormitory community without land space, we believe that there's still an opportunity for you to produce. In this urban model, you would realize that we are demonstrating how you can do air planting, how you can do planting on your fence line, how you can produce food in different medium. And so we are utilizing a fully integrated approach from collecting your own water, by generating your own nutrient within the urban garden model setting to be able to produce the food that you will eat.
There are a few vital things that plants need to grow. These include sunlight, proper temperature, moisture, air, and nutrients.
One of the basic pieces of technology inside our urban model garden is to demonstrate rainwater harvesting. From your roof, you're collecting your water, not only your roof, but just anywhere there's a runoff, because it could be a runoff underground. And what you want to do is to be able to have some storage capacity.
In the 4-H urban garden, the water is stored underground to ensure there is more available space on the surface. Of course, your environment will determine the most effective setup for your system.
One of the good things about Jamaica, other than when we have night, we always have sunlight. There are some plants that requires a lot more lighting than others. And so one of the things we demonstrate or we share with urban gardeners is where you put what. So there are some plants that you can do indoors. There are some plants that will strive and do better if they were to be grown outdoor, whether you're using container, you're using your fencing, you're using backyard, front yard, or your rooftop. Another feature that is demonstrated here is composting. To my right is our composting area, and we have a roto-composting bin, as well as we have a regular bin. And in fact, just about all the vegetative matter and the waste from the birds and the animals across there are in fact all placed into our composters, and that is broken down to provide organic matter. Because again, you know, your soil needs that for aeration, it needs it to add humus, and that's what is going to allow your plants to grow well.
And all this can be done in your own space. Livestock is another avenue you can choose in your urban gardening. Rabbit rearing is an excellent source of protein, and it doesn't require much space. You can also use the plants in the garden to feed them. Other animals can be included, such as chicken and fish.
We do a lot of different birds here. You can do your ornamental fish, you can do your tilapia, you know. And you can also do your domestic hens. Because that's something we are also promoting, is to get back to those domestic hens for eggs and meat. There are many things you can do in terms of livestock. It's almost as diverse as you're going for crops.
To replicate this model in your urban space, speak with your Jamaica 4-H Club's parish officer. You can receive seeds and other planting material to get you started.
One of the biggest threats right now in the world is not war or COVID, is really to have a sustainable supply of food. And the view is that no longer can we only rely on the traditional food producer. I think food production has to become everybody's business. And I think the extent to which we are able to get all our people to produce some of what you will consume, I think is one of the greatest steps we can take in looking at the phenomenon of food sustainability.
A strategy the Jamaica 4-H Society has started to aid in maintaining sustainable food within communities. And if you haven't begun the process in your space yet, you can start now.
Practice good hygiene by washing your hands frequently using soap and water. Here's how you should do it while conserving water. Turn on the tap to wet your hands, then turn off the pipe. Lather your hands and the tap with soap. Turn on the tap and wash your hands, back, front, and in between fingers. Use some of the water to wash off the tap, then turn it off. Dry your hands with disposable hand towels. If you don't have running water, use a hand rub containing 62% or more alcohol. If hand sanitizers are not available, rubbing alcohol, Dettol, white rum, or household bleach will do the trick. And if all else fails, let hand washing and the handling of potable water be a two-person event. Each person will take turns pouring and washing hands with sitting water. Now is a good time to consider installing a tap on your containers to reduce the risk of water contamination. Faucets can be easily attached to drums, buckets, or 5-gallon water bottles. And to ensure that the outside of the containers are clean when recapping, disinfect it with hand rub containing alcohol that's 62% or more. The 5 R's of water conservation are also necessary to practice. Reduce water wastage by investing in water-saving devices. Reuse water at least twice before discarding. Replace leaking pipes, faucets, and other plumbing equipment. Recycle wastewater and use it for gardening, car washing, or cleaning of public spaces. And reclaim water through rainwater harvesting. We all must play our part to ensure there's water to combat the coronavirus and stave off prolonged drought.
We all hope to live long and free of sickness. And one of the means to achieving this is to take good care of our health through proper nutrition. It's a look at the essential nutrients the body needs for proper growth, function, and good health.
Eating healthy by having a balanced diet consisting of items from all the food groups and consuming the right portions is important to get the nutrients vital for disease prevention, growth, and good health. Essential nutrients are building blocks for the cells that make up the body, from bone to muscle, skin, and hair. One of the most critical ones is protein, which is made up of different amino acids, some of which the body can make on its own. We need a variety of proteins to function properly, many of which can only come from the foods we eat. Meats, fish, and eggs are essential sources from animals, while plant sources include beans, nuts, and some grains. How much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are and your age. Carbohydrates are the main nutrients for fueling the body's energy needs, especially our central nervous system and brain. They help protect against diseases, but some carbohydrates are healthier than others. Some healthy sources include your fresh produce, such as yam, banana, breadfruit, and tubers, as well as whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, and fruits. Less healthy sources include refined grains and products with added sugar. Fats often get a bad rap, but it's important to know that healthy fats are essential to our body's function. Fats aid in vitamin and mineral absorption, blood clotting, building cells, and muscle movement. Fats are high in calories, which is a measure of energy from foods, but the World Health Organization recommends keeping daily calorie intake from fat at under 30%. Including healthy fats, which are the unsaturated fats in your diet, can help balance blood sugar, decrease the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and improve brain function. Healthy fats are also powerful anti-inflammatories and can lower the risk for arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Some of the well-known unsaturated fats are the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Sources of these healthy fats include fish, seeds, nuts, and vegetable oils, olive, avocado, and flax seeds. Trans fats are to be avoided, and we should also limit our intake of saturated fats, of which the main sources are animal-based and include butter, cheese, red meat, and ice cream. Vitamins are organic compounds essential for normal growth and are required in small quantities. There are 13 essential vitamins that the body needs, and these help lower the risk of diseases such as lung and prostate cancer. Vitamin A supports healthy vision, skin, and bones. Powerful antioxidants like vitamin C boost the immune system and helps the body heal. Eating a varied and well-balanced diet of fruits and vegetables should supply the body with the required vitamins. Minerals are also important nutrients needed for building strong bones and teeth. They help with regulating our body's metabolism and keeping us properly hydrated. The mineral calcium strengthens bones and teeth and helps with nerve signal transmission. It also helps to maintain healthy blood pressure and with muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron supports red blood cells and hormone creation, while the mineral zinc boosts the immune system and wound healing. The body also needs water, which improves brain function and mood, and acts as a shock absorber and lubricant in the body. Water also flushes our toxins, carries nutrients to cells, hydrates the body, and prevents constipation. Even mild dehydration can make us feel tired and impair concentration and physical performance. In addition to drinking water, we can hydrate ourselves by eating fruits and vegetables such as spinach and watermelon. Start treating your body right. As you grab your next meal, make sure you're getting all the nutrients needed in their right proportion.
Lowering the sodium content in children's diets today can help prevent heart disease later in their life, especially for those who are overweight. Shake the salt habit, shop smart and cook smart. Use less or no salt when cooking. Try using fresh herbs and seasonings to add more flavor. Limit the consumption of salty snacks. Take the time to carefully read the nutrition labels on food products to identify those high in salt and choose the healthier options. Remember, no more than 2 grams of salt per day from all food sources for children under 11 years of age.
Before we come to the close of today's journey, let's talk for a bit about respectful disability language.
Words can hurt, especially for those among us with a disability, each with their own condition, which may make them stand out but should in no way have them left out. Hurtful language, intentional or not, can make people feel excluded and be a barrier to inclusion, equality, and equity. A disability is a physical or mental condition that limits a person's movements, senses, or activities. A disability is not a human being or group of people. With that understanding, it is never respectful to say a disabled person or the disabled. In addition, do not use the term impaired. These words do not reflect the individuality, equality, or dignity of people with disabilities.
Persons who use wheelchairs, just that, you use a wheelchair. The wheelchair happens to be your legs, you know, and that is fine. The shoes help me to move around, and my slippers and so on, and the wheelchair helps somebody else to move around.
The word itself, disability, is acceptable as it identifies the condition of a group of people. But when referring to a person one-on-one, it is best to use his or her name. If you don't know the individual's name, the person first terminology is what should be used, because the person is more important than his or her disability.
So it's not the epileptic, it is a person with epilepsy, or the person with autism, the child with autism, and so on and so forth.
When you interact with persons with disabilities, being respectful in your language is not the politically correct thing to do, it's simply the correct thing to do.
People with disabilities or the person with a disability. Persons who use a wheelchair. Wheelchair user. Intellectual disability or intellectually disabled. Person with a mental health disability. Someone living with a specific disability or illness.
In addition, when talking about places with accommodations for people with disabilities, use the term accessible. Do not use disabled or handicapped. For example, it is proper to say accessible parking space or an accessible pathway. And consider this. If you refer to someone without a disability as normal, what does that make the person with a disability? Over time, the use of language and words describing persons with disabilities have changed. As we all seek acceptance and respect, we should do our best to keep updated on the terminologies that do not dehumanize each other. If in doubt, ask. That man or woman with a disability will be happy to tell you what he or she is comfortable with being called. This fosters respect, tolerance, and prevents unnecessary embarrassment. When speaking with or of a particular group of persons with a disability, choose your words wisely.
I encourage all Jamaicans to be a part of the My Tree Legacy promotion. Planting trees is important and critical to our survival. It builds resilience. It provides us with air, water, and food. Go out today, plant a tree, renew your environment.
Register your alma mater for the Forestry Department's My Tree Legacy promotion and be a part of the preservation of Jamaica land we love. Let us highlight your contribution to the My Tree Legacy promotion by submitting videos or pictures of you leaving your mark. Every tree counts. Plant a tree today and keep climate change away.
And this is where our journey on Jamaica Magazine stops for today. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for another show. Until then, there's more to watch on our YouTube channel and website, jis.gov.jm. Also, check out all the major social media platforms and our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Till next time, do take care and keep safe.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.